Welcome. In this video, I will walk you through how to get started with the SyncWize tool. First, I will tell you about the practical use cases that make this tool a must-have for companies like yours. Next, I will guide you on how to install this tool in two cases: if you are working in a company that already has a UiPath license, and if you want to start using UiPath for the first time. Then I will show a practical example so you can see how it works in action. I will guide you step by step on how to create an item using the item form. Finally, I will also show how to download existing items. Let's start by explaining what this tool is. SyncWize is a powerful tool for sending API commands to Infor M3 directly from Excel and receiving the results right back in Excel. Let's imagine dealing with master data management. With a few clicks, you can easily create items, along with their units of measures, languages, warehouses, and facilities. You can also create suppliers and customers or manage product structures. Do you need specific data from your tables, such as a list of unused items? No problem. You can retrieve entire tables or sections of tables that are most relevant to your operations. Efficiency and accuracy go hand in hand. How does this tool simplify sales and purchasing processes? You can effortlessly perform mass transfer of sales data, purchase price lists and agreements, making large-scale transactions a breeze. Furthermore, it offers features for managing your distribution logistics. You can easily create and maintain multiple routes, establishing efficient warehouse relationships that optimize your supply chain operations. One notable feature is the ability to create sales orders directly from customizable Excel templates, eliminating the need for time-consuming manual data entry. In addition, it is possible to receive purchased goods using Excel. This practice is commonly used in third-party rented warehouses, as well as in processing cargo manifest in shipping. This makes inventory management easier and reduces the margin of error in procurement processes. Now let's take a look at how this tool can help manufacturing operations. It allows you to effectively manage production processes from start to finish. First of all, you can easily retrieve a list of open manufacturing orders, which allows you to stay on top of your production schedule and prioritize tasks effectively. What's more, you can record labor time per order in real time. This provides you to control the cost invested in each order and increases operational efficiency. You have the ability to mass closure of manufacturing orders. With just a few clicks, you can realize multiple orders at the same time, optimizing your workflow and reducing administrative costs. In a world where production efficiency is paramount, this tool becomes a must-have, providing the control and visibility needed to optimize production processes. Another example where the SyncWize tool can be used is the management of equipment assets. Whether you're responsible for machinery, vehicles, or other assets, this tool simplifies the entire equipment management lifecycle. With this tool at your disposal, you can effortlessly create and maintain detailed records of your equipment. This includes not only the equipment itself, but also its various components, parts, and related specifications. It provides a comprehensive overview of your assets, making it easier to plan maintenance, replacements, and upgrades. But that's not all. The tool extends its capabilities to work orders, service requests, and engineering tasks associated with your equipment. Service requests can be easily generated, ensuring that any issues or breakdowns are addressed in a timely manner. Lastly, if you're in IT, you'll appreciate the tool's capability to seamlessly migrate large tables between different environments, such as user lists, user emails, and commonly used system tables. Data consistency across systems has never been easier to achieve. In the next part of the video, I will guide you through a practical example of creating items using an item form. This example highlights a common problem faced by companies: the manual creation of items, which is not only time-consuming, but can also cause errors. Imagine a scenario where various departments within your organization are involved in the item creation process. Product managers need to input product names, sizes, and basic parameters, while the warehouse department handles product packaging and storage parameters. It's a collaborative effort that often involves multiple spreadsheets and communication hurdles. What is the solution? Streamlined collaboration and data input. To achieve this, the item form is made accessible on platforms like SharePoint, Google Drive, or similar shared environments. This allows all relevant departments to contribute their part simultaneously, eliminating the need for tedious data consolidation and minimizing the risk of errors. Product managers can efficiently input product-related data, sizes, and parameters. Meanwhile, the warehouse department can focus on product packaging and storage details. This division of labor not only saves time but also ensures that each department can concentrate on their specific areas of expertise. Once all relevant departments have completed their sections, the master data department steps in. They review the finalized form, ensuring that all data is accurate and complete. If everything looks good, the form can then be uploaded into the system, triggering the item creation process. In essence, the item form simplifies a complex, multi-departmental task, making it more efficient, accurate, and collaborative. To use the SyncWize tool for the first time, you need to follow different steps depending on whether you are already using UiPath in your company or you are just starting to use it. In both cases, you need to have UiPath Studio. The first time you run it, you also need to configure the orchestrator. To try it out, you can use the UiPath Community license. Check the license types, as the use of this license has limitations depending on the size of your company. I'll show you how the whole process looks like if you've never used UiPath before. Let's start by creating a UiPath account. Head to the UiPath website and click the Try UiPath Free button. Choose Get Automation Cloud for Community from the available options. Then create an account and fill in basic information. Once you have an account, you can log in. Then download and install the UiPath Studio application. Once it's installed, go ahead and open it up. Then go to the Templates tab. Search for SyncWize tool for Infor Cloud Suite. And double-click on it. Next, click on the Use Template button. Change the name and description fields as you wish and click Create. Wait until the project is loaded. The only task in Studio is to publish this project. On the top bar, click the Publish button. In the publishing window on the Package Properties tab, you only need to set the package name. If you want to set an icon, the default icon is available in the .package folder. On the Publish Options tab, you must select the Publish to field based on your needs. If you select Orchestrator Personal Workspace Feed, then only you can use the package to create a process from it. If you select Orchestrator Tenant Workspace Feed, then the package is uploaded to the tenant's shared folder. In this way, you can share this package with other users. If you selected the right option, you can click on Publish. After it is published, you have to open cloud.uipath.com and log in. Then select the tenant on the main page to open Orchestrator. Select the folder where you uploaded the package. On the Home tab, click the Processes button. Next, click the Add Process button at the top right of the page. On the first page, you need to select the currently published package on the package source name field and press Next. Then on the second page, press Next. On the third page, set display name and description. If it is needed, set licenses and access rights to the process. And then press the Create button. If your company already has a UiPath license and an application installation policy, you need to contact an IT department that can install and configure this application. They need to follow the steps starting with opening UiPath Studio and creating a new project based on our template. The next step is to publish the project and configure the new process in Orchestrator based on the published package. Finally, set up a user account, then connect the process to the user. To launch the robot, you have to open the UiPath Assistant, which is installed with UiPath Studio. Refresh the automatization list, find your new automatization, install it, and click on the Run button. You will see a simple interface with step-by-step instructions on how to use the app. To configure the Excel template for first-time use, click the Open Sample File button. All the needed information is stored in the Excel file that we use for our activities. We need to have information about the server and the authentication and data related to the planned transactions. So we have a configuration sheet that contains the main settings. Then we have a form that the end user can use to put data in. Then we have a data sheet that contains all the information about the planned transactions, and finally, after the run, we will have a result sheet. In the other tabs, you will find supported transactions that can help you find out which fields can be used in the transactions. And sample items, there are typical update and list transaction examples. Before you start the configuration, first make sure that Infor M3 is open in your web browser. It will be needed for later steps. Next, select the configuration sheet. You must fill out the green fields here. To get the server address for the API call, there is an Excel formula on the configuration sheet. You have to copy the usual URL from your browser and insert it into the sheet. The formula will calculate the address from it. If you have other systems, then you can change this area according to your needs. Go back to the Infor M3 tab in your browser and copy the URL address. It begins often with the signs you can see now on the screen. Paste this address into the configuration sheet in the Infor M3 browser address field. The Infor Cloud version offers one authentication type instead of the usual username and password pair. This is called a token. The token has to be generated after you log into Infor M3. The token is a long string. Based on it, Infor identifies the user and the system where it was generated. The use of the token is limited by time. You can use it usually for 2 hours starting from the generation. If you generate a new token in some system and some user, then the last generated token is blocked, and you have to use the new one. Using the token, you can easily generate it and paste it to the Excel and use it several times. In this way, there is no need to enter a username and password to be able to use the automation. You can get the token in this way. Return to Infor M3 and press Ctrl+S, then enter the command that you can see now on the screen and confirm it with the Enter. You can copy this command from the configuration sheet. A long string of characters will appear. This string is called the token. Copy the whole string and paste it to the item form in cell E6. If you want to use the file without the form, you can paste the text to the configuration sheet in the token field. The automatization uses 2 ways to find out which sheet should be processed to send data to M3. You can choose which one can support your work more. Both ways have their benefits and assume different use cases or habits. Let's see the options. In the first way, the processed sheet can be set on the configuration sheet. In this case, you can close the Excel wherever you want. The set sheet will be processed anyway. It is practical when you use a form and the data sheet is generated with Excel formulas, then you have a fixed sheet to process. If this parameter is blank or it is not found on the configuration sheet, the second way will be active. In the second way, the automatization finds out the last sheet that was active before saving and closing the Excel file, and this sheet will be processed. If the last sheet was the configuration sheet or other sheet without the structure of a data sheet, then a message will be displayed. This is practical when you have multiple data sheets for different actions. You can adapt this to your needs, and it can give you a possibility to structure your data and work in different ways. Next, select the item form sheet and modify form template and item data according to your business processes. When the item form sheet is ready, you can go to the item form data sheet to review how data will be loaded into the system. Adapt it according to your needs. The item form datasheet has a fixed structure on the header part, but it can be changed easily by adding columns or rows to it. What appears on this sheet will be processed to perform a transaction. What is not on the form, it will have no effect on the transaction. If you use multiple transactions in one run, then the data from the sheet are split to transactions, and then processed row by row until the end of the content. To find out the relation between the fields and the transaction and programs, there is a supported transaction sheet. It allows you to see which programs and transactions can update or retrieve fields. Based on this sheet, you can easily add fields to the sample sheets or create new ones. The mandatory fields have to be set for the transactions, otherwise, the transaction won't be sent and notification will be shown. If you use the form once corrected, then you can use it in the future. There is no need to change this many times. Let's see how we can add content to the sample data sheet to be able to update in one run item group, procurement group, item responsible in MMS 001. And update main supplier, supplier lead time responsible, and buyer in MMS 002. If your Excel file is ready, you can save and close it. Return to the SyncWize tool and click on the Select File button. You can work on many files in parallel, but only the selected file will be processed. Next, click on the Start Process button. It may take a few seconds to see the notification box with the currently performed action. When the notification box disappears, the processing is finished. Based on the configuration sheet setting, the Excel can be reopened after processing. To see the results in an Excel file, check the item form datasheet res. When you perform an update and create insert add transactions, that result is a string. This string is processed to the sheet. The data from the original data sheet is written out on the sheet, and next to it to the right are the results of the transactions. In this example, you can see what information you get when an item is added successfully or the process fails. Now let's check the results in Infor M3. Go to the Infor M3 tab and refresh the page. The data has been transferred. This is quickly and efficiently. If you need any corrections, you can repeat steps 7 through 11 following the instructions. You can repeat this process as many times as you need. It is possible to run a list transaction with different filterings in one run. When you use a list transaction, the sheet is handled as before. But in this case, the results will be merged on the LST result sheet. Every result of the LST transaction is written on the sheet. If you use different transactions, then you have to rename the sheet to avoid overwriting or mixing the results. You can also export some pieces of table by Export MI. Let's see an example that shows downloading an item group. We hope you will now feel more confident when using this application. If you need help, you can write to us at contact@lightning-erp.com. Our team will answer your questions as soon as possible. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you successful projects with Infor M3.